What if I told you that in May, the United States erased 623,000 full-time jobs, the fourth worst monthly crash in 5 years? Yet Wall Street still marched higher by noon. Hold that mug. Inhale courage. Tonight's dive is no routine chart review. It is a flashing hazard light for growth, credit, and your next salary. We'll decode hidden labor metrics, shadow the misery of new graduates, and finish with a survival map for both wallets and careers. Start with the count the evening news ignores. Only 79% of workers now hold full-time roles, the weakest ratio since late 2021, and the third straight annual decline. Revisions deepen the wound. March and April payrolls quietly lost another 95,000 hires, while the household survey shows a 198,000 retreat among core age workers. Added up, and the nation hosts roughly 1.8 million fewer full-time seats than it did at the start of 2024, after seasonal noise. A facade of strength masks an economy trading stable hours for gig shifts and double job hustles. Fresh graduates feel the quake first. New York Fed trackers peg their unemployment at 5.8%, with underemployment rocketing to 41%. Law school applications have surged 20% year over year as hiring freezes spread, a bunker reflex last seen after 2008. Why does young talent slam the wall? 3 structural currents converge, each one a riptide strong enough to drag the headline numbers under. Current 1. Unfinished healing. After the Great Recession, firms swapped trainees for contractors and never rebuilt ladders. The pandemic froze onboarding again, turning a slow bleed into an arterial cut. Current 2. The degree dividends stalled in 2010. Tuition climbed anyway, turning higher education into a leveraged bet rather than a sure win. Indeed, data shows software developer postings 51% below 2022 levels. Revelio Labs finds the drop for programmers even steeper, 70% off the peak, confirming a tech reset that hits new grads first. Current 3, generative AI. Cisco's 2024 report says 92% of ICT jobs will be highly or moderately transformed as algorithms devour routine chores. Anthropic's Dario Amodei warns half of entry-level white-collar roles could vanish within 5 years, while LinkedIn's Karen Kimbrough still sees only modest damage. A caution flag, not a catastrophe. History says downturns speed automation. When revenues sag, executives shed low-efficiency staff, pocket savings, and double down on code that never calls in sick. Cash, once slated for junior hires, now funds GPU clusters and safety teams. Campuses wonder where the internships went. Meanwhile, the recent grad gap, the spread between grad unemployment and the national figure, turned negative for the first time on record, reversing decades of advantage. Credit cards flash the next warning. New York Fed data showed delinquency transitions ticking higher in Q1. Historically, plateaus in full-time employment, 1982, 1991, 2001, preceded coordinated fiscal and monetary pivots, as DSGE backtests of past recessions remind us. Inside firms, the response is two-pronged: automate and retrain. 92% of tech roles are morphing, pushing HR budgets toward upskilling boot camps rather than fresh headcount. Newsroom. Sector pain is uneven. BLS still projects healthcare and social assistance to supply half of all net job growth through 2033, while retail erodes further, a mirror of demographic demand. Geography splits too. Sunbelt metros keep attracting migrants and payrolls, whereas many Rust Belt counties lose both, deepening regional inequality. Lawmakers float structural fixes, from a 4-day week Senate hearing to expanded apprenticeship credits, signaling a shift from stimulus checks to labor share reforms. Researchers find that when the full-time ratio sinks below 80%, median GDP growth over the next 2 quarters runs barely higher, a stark omen for the next print. Banks feel the tremor. Reuters flags regional lenders whose mortgage-heavy books now face higher default risk if layoffs accelerate. Housing itself is in the crosshairs. Slower wage growth collides with elevated prices and could nudge ownership dreams further out for Gen Z. Currency markets are already sniffing the shift. The dollar index is down 10% YTD, its worst start since 1973, as traders price earlier Fed cuts. Households confront higher living costs with mixed tools. Savings buffers built in 2021 are thinning even as delinquency tick-ups stay modest overall. Universities pivot, weaving AI literacy plus industry depth courses into curricula as graduates chase relevance in a labor market that no longer guarantees entry rungs. Firms that keep mentorship budgets alive during slumps historically leapfrog rivals when growth returns. Cutting apprentices today can starve innovation tomorrow. Hidden cracks, mounting risk, and strategic openings. That's the terrain. If this breakdown served you, hit subscribe, share with one skeptic, and leave a comment. Where do you see U.S. labor heading next? History rhymes. Authority rebrands. Stay inquisitive.